Welcome to EchoTales Audio, where shadows speak and stories breathe. Tonight's tale, The Damned Thing by Ambrose Bierce, a chilling account of a death that defies logic and a creature that defies sight. Get comfortable and listen closely. One does not always eat what is on the table. The coroner rose from his chair and stood beside the dead man's body, which lay on a long table, its shroud half removed. The man was dressed for the grave. The coroner looked around. "Gentlemen," he said, "we are now ready to begin." There were 7 of us in that old bare room, 7 counting the dead man. The room was gloomy. The only light came through a small window, and it was nearly dusk. "Name?" asked the coroner. "William Harker," I replied. "Occupation?" "I am a writer. I had been staying at the house for a few days, hunting in the surrounding woods with my host, Hugh Morgan. On the day of his death, we had set out after quail at about 9 o'clock in the morning. By noon, we were 5 or 6 miles from the house. It was then that the fatal event occurred. Morgan was walking in front of me when he suddenly turned his head and made a strange gesture. He appeared to be listening intently. Then he said, "Do you hear that? There's something in the brush." I listened but heard nothing. "It's coming this way, run." But instead of running, Morgan raised his gun and fired both barrels blindly into the trees. The bushes parted, but nothing came out. Nothing visible. Then suddenly Morgan cried out, a strange, strangled sound, and dropped his weapon. He seemed to be wrestling with nothing. Something had seized him, and though I saw no opponent, Morgan was thrown violently to the ground, dragged, then struck repeatedly, as though by invisible claws. I stood frozen. Blood burst from his mouth. By the time I reached him, he was already dying. He whispered, "Tell them, it was the damned thing." And then he was gone. The coroner, pale, looked at me and said, "What do you suppose it was?" I hesitated, then spoke. "I don't know what it was. But it was real." Later, we found Morgan's diary. In it he had written, "It is not a visible thing. I have seen the grass bend as it passed. I have heard it, its footsteps. It hunts. It hates. But you cannot see it." Thanks for listening to EchoTales Audio. Subscribe for more chilling stories of thriller, mystery, and fantasy. Until next time, stay curious and beware the shadows.